In the words of John Lennon, without James Dean, the Beatles would have never existed. Okay, we're gonna go down for you fans of the great James Dean, who lived here for approximately 7 months in 1955. And I just want to say that song there by Perez Prado was the #1 hit for 10 weeks while Jimmy Dean lived here from April 30th to May of 1955. And this is where the great James Dean lived. And Jimmy, wherever you're at, thank God that you existed, and thank you for those wonderful films. So here you go. This is what James Dean, the switchbacks, these tight turns, he would have driven his Triumph Tiger on, his 650cc motorcycle that you can read about in the biographies of Shelley Winters, Elizabeth Taylor, Dennis Hopper, John Gilmore. He wrote about him. Bill Bast, that was a friend of his from UCLA who he met in New York. And we're going down, and I was gonna say that before I had mentioned Rogers Brackett, who he met at CBS while he was parking his car in 1951. He actually lived on Sunset Plaza Drive here on this street, but a little bit closer to Sunset. But unfortunately, I couldn't find the address. And of all the addresses, they don't have Rogers Brackett's address where Jimmy lived before he went to New York, financed, of course, by Rogers Brackett. And wherever you're at, Rogers Brackett, thanks, because we would never have had Jimmy to do those fantastic teleplays that he did in New York. And then when he came back to LA to film East of Eden, Rebel Without a Cause, and Giant, then he'd go back off and on to New York to do the teleplays. And most of them are still extant, thankfully. I think there's like, he did 35, but there's like 31. There's like 5 of them missing, or 4 of them. And this is the Hollywood Hills, West Hollywood to be exact. And there you go, Sunset Plaza. And this song, Cerezo Rosa, and the English name of it was Cherry Pink and Apple Blossom White. And like I said, it was a #1 hit while Jimmy lived here on Sunset Plaza Drive. And it was actually the numero uno song of 1955 also. So of course Jimmy would have been listening to that song in that apartment, hanging out pretty much with Perry Lopez, his pal. And even though Perry Lopez was a New York rough kid, Jimmy was a rough kid, farm boy, mensch, regular guy. So of course he would have wanted to have hung out with Perry Lopez, who left us in 2008. And Leonard Rosenman, he died in 2008. And Mila Nurmi, she's gone. And believe it or not, Ursula Andress is still alive. Man, I sure would like to meet her and talk to her about Jimmy. Okay, so here we're going down to Sunset. And this, like I said, these are the switchbacks. Jimmy would ride up and down suicidally. But of course, he was not really suicidal. He's just a real lover of life, living it to the extreme. And like he said, I could play the bongos and the whole world could go to hell. So here you go. And in one of these buildings, he would have lived with Rogers Brackett. So here you go. And thank you for watching this video. Please check out the other videos I have of James Dean, where he lived in Sherman Oaks. and where he used to go and hang out at Googie's, which is not there anymore. But okay, please subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching this. Okay, and Jimmy, good night, sweet prince.